All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, there she is. Director Valentine, do you have communications with us?
I do. Thank you, Governor.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started then. I'm going to call to order the Department of Transportation Board of Directors meeting scheduled for today, August 14th, 2025, the time being 2:01 p.m. And we will start with the roll call.
Yeah, good afternoon, Governor Joe Lombardo,
Present.
Lieutenant Governor Stavros Anthony, Controller Andy Matthews. Here. Member Virginia Valentine.
Here.
Member Frank Lepre. Here. Member Justin Kalb. And Member Gary Perea. Here. Governor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item number 2, the first opportunity for public comment. Public comment may be provided in person or by calling 775-888-7440. The call will be placed in a queue and the caller will be notified of their turn for comment. The first public comment is limited to 3 minutes. A comment is limited to comments on items on the agenda only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under public comment period unless the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda item as an action item. Do we have any public comment there in Carson City?
No, sir, we don't have anyone signed in for it.
All right, do we have any?
Also, we don't have anyone online either.
Okay. Do we have public comment here in Las Vegas? So identify yourself, sir.
Confusing to list every item you're actually discussing today on the website. The meeting packet is a master class in omission. You're really hiding the business from the people and you avoid accountability. It's not transparency, it's manipulation. Secondly, slowly but surely, Director Larkin's favorite excuse is not management plan. It's a license for contractors to milk taxpayers dry while work crawls along. In Utah, they replace bridges in a week. Here, NDOT takes years while lane 6 closed, crews stand idle, and the public foots the bill. That's the incompetence, that's managed corruption. Every NDOT employee who worked for the so-called behavior change campaign should be fired. It's not Director Larkin's job or any bureaucrat's job to tell Nevadans how to live, how to drive, or how fast to go. Your job is to make roads faster and safer with 0 lane restrictions. Anyone slowing down traffic should be out the door. But here we are, and no one has lost their job. And while we are talking about accountability, we still do not know how Holland and Hart are shuffling around to cut money to cover up the corruption, or why Controller won't show us the paper trail. That's financial sleight of hand designed to hide wrongdoing. Finally, we are wasting time on woke nonsense instead of actually getting things done. People want working roads, not social engineering experiment. The agenda should be about delivering infrastructure, not ideology. It's time to end the games, fire the parasites, and get that moving again here. We have to make change. We can't let the contractors keep running the show. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other person wishing to provide public comment here in Las Vegas? And confirming nobody's on the phone.
Yes, sir. No one's on the phone.
All right, we'll close the first opportunity for public comment. Move on to agenda item number 3, receive the director's report, which is an informational only item.
The presentation up. First slide. Nevada bridges have been ranked some of the nation's best for nearly a decade, and by that I mean we're in the top 3 in the nation for the condition. We typically trade off with Arizona and Utah. Our drier climate helps with that, as does the newer infrastructure as compared to eastern states. We are federally mandated to inspect all public bridges, not just NDOT bridges, every 2 years. Bridges with more extensive deterioration are inspected more often. There are a select few newer bridges that are inspected every few years, ones that were just constructed. After bridge inspections, we share the inspection report with the applicable local agency so they can prioritize maintenance in their jurisdiction as needed. So here's just a short video of the inspection of the viaduct in Lovelock.
We're here for our routine bridge inspection of the Lovelock Viaduct. We are currently using the under bridge inspection vehicle. Allows our inspectors to get underneath the bridge. We do bridge inspections every 2 years. We develop a maintenance list off of it to help preserve our bridges and allow us to kind of track the history of our bridges. So from the very first time that the bridge opens, we inspect it, then every 2 years after that, bridge inspection is basically an inventory of our bridges. So we're closing the lane down to one lane. We have a crash attenuator so we can have this truck out here. It's safe for all our inspectors to walk the deck, to do a full inspection of the deck, take it at a slower pace, allows all our inspection teams to go home safely.
Thank you. We have a number of ribbon cuttings to celebrate this month. So the Nevada Department of Transportation, we had a ribbon cutting on Tuesday, July 4th to celebrate the opening of the I-15 North Widening Project, which spans from the Speedway Interchange to Garnett Interchange. This was phase 3 and the final phase of the I-15 North Corridor improvements. We expanded I-15 to 3 general purpose lanes in both directions between Speedway and Garnett, and also included bridge rehabilitation, commercial truck parking, way in motion, as well as aesthetic and drainage problems. Not problems, improvements. Next slide, please. The Grand Teton Drive overpass ribbon cutting on July 17th. NDOT's Deputy Director, to my left in the orange hat, attended the ribbon cutting ceremony for this overpass, which was a City of Las Vegas-led effort that falls within NDOT right-of-way. Under construction since April 2024, the new bridge will help traffic flow in Northwest Las Vegas, allowing for another option to cross over Interstate 11 US 95. This project also included new grading and paving, upgraded utilities, ITS systems, storm drainage, lighting, drainage. So it was a $41 million project funded by RTC and the federal funds and within NDOT right away. In the north, on Pyramid Highway ribbon cutting, we celebrated the completion of phase 1 of Pyramid Highway improvements on July 11th. The project widened Pyramid Highway from 4 to 6 lanes, 1 additional lane in each direction between Queenway and Los Altos, added a 10-foot multi-use path along that same section, and resurfaced and added sidewalks from Los Altos to Golden View. And this was a project completed by Granite Construction. And then in the south, we began paving on NDOT's I-15 South Widening Project. This project should be completed by Las Vegas Paving by December. It's widening the freeway and making improvements along nearly 9 miles of I-15 between Sloan Road and Warm Springs Road. And the project will include widening from 6 to 8 general purpose lanes between Sloan and St. Rose Parkway, widening and restriping I-15 from 6 to 11 general purpose lanes between St. Rose Parkway and Blue Diamond Road, resurfacing bridges and pavement preservation at the Blue Diamond Interchange. So this should be completed later on this year. The Sunset Paving Project also begins in late August. It'll start on August 18th. This was to improve basically the condition of the pavement itself. And there'll be at least 1 lane open in each direction, mostly at night. And this will also scheduled to be closed relatively in February of 2026. Last week, there was a Lake Tahoe Summit 2025. Every year, a bi-state summit is held at Lake Tahoe to discuss challenges to the basin. Stakeholders from both California and Nevada meet to discuss transportation and environmental issues of mutual interest. The basin houses approximately 55,000 permanent residents, but that population can swell to over 300,000 during special events and holidays, such as 4th of July and New Year's, really densely compacting into that basin area. A pre-summit meeting is held the day prior to talk about mobility, parking, transit, upcoming project, use of technology, improving technology, water quality, and other issues, and basically how we can continue to do good coordination between all the entities in the area. The summit itself alternates being hosted by Nevada and California state senators. And I know, Governor, you could see you in the corner where you also address the group up there.
So that is up there?
It is. Looking sharp, sir, looking sharp. Gwynn Peak named. The governor joined Congressman Amadei and former First Lady Dima Gwynn to unveil the I-580 roadside signs recognizing Gwynn Peak in honor of former Governor Gwynn. The I-580 runs directly adjacent to the Steamboat Springs for approximately 3 miles. Funding for the Northern Nevada Freeway Project, one of 6 major projects at the time, was approved by the State Transportation Board chaired by Governor Gwynn in 2003 and 2006. Nevada law allows anyone to propose a name for a distinct geographic feature through the Nevada Board of Geographic Names. An application initiated by Congressman Amadei was submitted to the State Board on Geographic Names to request approval to name the highest point summit of Steamboat Springs in honor of the former governor. The State Board of Geographic Names approved the application and it was submitted to the National Board for final approval. It is not an honor lightly given, and the approval process took well over a year. Please play.
It's the highest peak in the Steamboat Hills, running right next to Interstate 580. And this week, the newly named Gwynn Peak was unveiled in honor of former Governor Kenny Gwynn. The new roadside signs mark the summit for a governor who left his mark on Nevada transportation. More than $3 billion in transportation projects were completed during Governor Gwynn's administration. As State Transportation Board Chair, he approved construction of I-580 south of Reno. Today, more than 40,000 drivers travel the interstate daily. Just another example of how you're safe and connected in Nevada.
Right, next, NDOT was recognized by AASHTO, the American Association of State Highway and Transportation officials, for its research on turbo roundabouts as a significant benefit to transportation systems. I'm very proud that for the work that our research team was doing. And just for education, because I actually had to ask, a turbo roundabout is a type of road intersection with a specific arrangement of lanes that leaves drivers directly to select exits. And the purpose of the study was to understand how drivers respond to different roundabout shapes and orientations, focusing on variations in traffic flow and driver behavior. It was also used to develop a decision support tool that helps NDOT determine when a roundabout is appropriate and which to design the type of roundabout fits specific locations. The main advantage of the turbo roundabout is improved intersection safety due to the reduced conflict points compared to traditional roundabouts. It basically has a free right, and then the center part just directs you right into the center of that. So anyway, very proud of my team, and I'm glad that they were recognized by AASHTO. And then on our, the Environmental Decision Award. NDOT has been recognized for its outstanding work implementing the nationwide candidate conservation agreement for the monarch butterfly in our first year as a partner in this agreement. You may recall an earlier presentation showing the work that they had, our environmental division had made in this. The CCAA is a voluntary agreement with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service administered by the University of Chicago, Illinois, aiming to reverse the potential extinction of the monarch butterfly through the actions of transportation and energy agencies across the country. Monarchs need abundant nectar plants to fuel their migration and milkweeds along the way to produce their next generation. These plants are in decline due to habitat loss, pesticide usage, and the impacts of prolonged droughts and severe winter storms. NDOT is actively participating in the monarch's recovery by ensuring that a small percentage of our total assets contain areas of native vegetation and milkweeds, such as along the back slopes of selected right-of-ways and idle material sources. Additional measures we are taking include increasing the amounts of native nectar plants in our seed mixes, targeting herbicide usage, and whenever possible, adjusting our mowing schedules for ensuring that some nectar plants and milkweeds are available during times of migration. If monarchs are listed under the Endangered Species Act, NDOT will still have to consult with the Fish and Wildlife Service for new construction project, but our partnership in the agreements exempts our routine maintenance activities, ultimately saving time and resources. So again, very proud of our environmental group for this award and this recognition. Next slide. The board requested quarterly reports on NDOT's revolving account, and Felicia Denny, our Assistant Director of Administration, will cover this.
Thank you. Just to refresh everyone's memory, as authorized by the Nevada Revised Statute 408-240, NDOT has a revolving bank account that we can use for travel advances and reimbursements, crew subsistence payments, and to also make prompt payments. And our state is currently in the process of implementing a new financial system. And given that fact, the board approved a temporary increase in this account from $125,000 to $500,000 to allow us to make timely payments in the event that this was needed during the implementation. And as you can see from the slide, our payments in April, May, and June were $46,000, $57,600, and $53,500 through the account. So we didn't need that increase. However, we did have one exception with the new financial system where we had a $215,000 payment that couldn't be made promptly in the financial system, which has since been corrected. But the best solution at that time was deemed to be sending a wire, as it was a good solution. And so we did not need to use this account. But had we needed it, we were very grateful that we had the higher limit. We'll continue to monitor the account and report quarterly for 3 months past our implementation date. And Governor, you did ask me a question at the last meeting where we gave an update on this account, and I just wanted to clarify that you had asked about using this account for our aircraft. And I was thinking, well, that's not something we typically do, but if we needed a prompt payment for whatever reason, as long as we're within our budget, the laws, the regulations, and the policies, we can use this account as a method of payment. So I just wanted to make sure that I was clear on that one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last slide. Would like to honor Sammy Yosef, 25 years. He decided he thought he had enough of NDOT and he was going to retire. Now, Sammy has been a valuable asset to the department. He started out as a rotational engineer and spent 2 years in that role. After that, he moved into roadway design for another 2 years at headquarters in Carson. Then moved to Las Vegas, where he joined a brand new engineering group for about 5 years. And then he transitioned to a construction crew, first as the assistant resident engineer, and then promoted to a resident engineer on another crew. After that, he headed to Tonopah to take on the role of assistant district engineer for the sub-district, where he spent 4 years. And for the past 3 years, he's been based in Elko, serving as a District 3 engineer. So Sammy, congratulations. And I believe Sammy is present there in Carson City.
Yes, he is here.
Oh, come on up, Sammy, and congratulations. And if we can maybe get a picture with the board members up there, great.
Take. Well, where do you want it?
Sorry, 1 second here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do one standing in front so we don't have the dust. Right?
Hey, for the record, Governor Lombardo, hey, Sammy, as part of the retirement, there's a 15-minute required speech. Are you prepared?
Is it today or?
Really? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sammy.
That concludes my report.
All right. That was informational only. We will close agenda item number 3 and move on to item number 4, consideration of approval of the June 9th, 2025 Nevada Department of Transportation Board of Directors meeting minutes for possible actions. Do we have any member questions or concerns on the meeting minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Governor, this is Andy Matthews. I will move for approval of the June 19th, 2025 Department of Transportation Board of Directors meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
This is Gary Perea. I'll make a second.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against, nay? Hearing none, motion passes. We will move on to agenda item number 5, which is under the consent agenda, and there is only one item under the consent agenda. It's for possible action. Do any members have any questions on item number 5, agreement 457-22050? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Governor, this is Andy Matthews again. I will move for approval of the item on today's consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
This is Frank Lepre, I'll second.
All right, we have a motion for approval on agenda item number 5. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any against, nay? Hearing none, motion passes. We will move on to agenda item number 6, SUR 23-15, disposal of NDOT right-of-way of parcel of land located at the southeast corner of A Street and Washington Avenue in the city of Las Vegas for possible action. Ms. Larkin. You know who's presenting, or do you need?
If there's any questions, Craig Reynoldson, our chief right-of-way agent, is here to answer them.
Reynolds, you have anything to add before I ask for a vote?
It is direct disposal to the neighbor, the adjacent property.
No, sir. Governor, this is Craig Reynoldson, Chief Right-of-Way Agent. I have nothing further to add.
All right, do we have any questions of any members? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval of agenda item number 6, SUR 23-15. Andy?
Governor. Go ahead, Gary.
This is Gary Perea. I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
This is Andy Matthews. I'll second.
All right, we have a motion for approval of agenda item number 6. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any against, nay? Virginia, did we hear your vote? I see you're trying to toggle in. Looks like we lost communication with you, Virginia. We had a quorum on the vote and it passed, so we'll move on to agenda item number 7. Condemnation resolution number 484845, Pyramid Highway, City of Sparks, County of Washoe.
Governor,
Sorry, this is Lori Story, General Counsel. I just wanted to, before you discuss or take a vote on this, I wanted to let you know that we did hear from the property owner very late last night, and it appears that there's an agreement in theory, but it hasn't been papered yet, or no agreement has been signed. So we would ask you to go ahead and consider the resolution for condemnation so that we can keep the project on schedule and not have to bring it back to the board a month later. I'm told that delaying it would impact the dock date and the project schedule. So the resolution can be approved, and we'll just hold it in the legal file and pursue it only if the agreement isn't finalized.
Okay. All right, do we have any questions on agenda item number 7 from any members? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval of agenda item number 7.
This is Frank Lepre. I'll make a motion to approve item number 7.
Do we have a second?
Andy Matthews. I'll second.
For approval of item number 7, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any against, nay? Virginia, we're still not getting a response from you, just for your awareness. All right, motion or item number 7 passes. We'll move on. Lori, and I'll get you the document to your assistant here at the conclusion of the meeting.
Thank you very much, Governor.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making sure my notes are right here. All right. We'll move to agenda item number 8, updated transportation board matrix to align with June 9th, 2025, approved delegated signature authority limits, an informational only item. Will that be you, Ms. Larkin?
This is in the packet is basically just to show the changes in the matrix to align with the June 9th, 2025 approved delegation signature authority limits. If there's any questions.
Frank, are you all good with that?
Yes, Governor.
All right, any other questions from any other the directors? I think that was the easiest change of policy that we've ever had. You're just smiling. You're not going to say yes. All right, that was an informational only item, and we'll move off of agenda item number 8, move to 9. 2026 through 2030 Nevada Strategic Highways Plan presentation, informational only item.
This will be presented by Lacey Tisler, our Chief Traffic Safety Engineer.
All right. Hello. For the record, my name is Lacey Tisler, and I serve as the department's Chief Traffic Safety Engineer. Today, I will be presenting the requirements, process, and timelines of the 2026 through 2030 Nevada Strategic Highway Safety Plan. The Strategic Highway Safety Plan, or SHSP, is a 5-year plan led by the DOT, but informed by a variety of stakeholders statewide. The goals are the reduction and ultimate elimination of fatalities and serious injuries for all people who use Nevada's transportation system. This plan is a requirement. Oh, I didn't hit the slide button. Sorry. This is the slide I'm speaking on. This plan is a requirement of the core federal aid Highway Safety Improvement Program. The plans are developed using the best available safety data and span a 5-year period. The current plan will expire in February of 2026. Requirements under federal law include a consultative process where states demonstrate that they've consulted with stakeholders early in the SHSP development and consider their inputs prior to decision making. Stakeholders would be consulted throughout the development. The SHSP needs to be coordinated with other transportation plans, demonstrating how the state aligns with high-level goals, objectives, and strategies. The SHSP must be data-driven, using the best available safety data, and the data and sources and methodology for analysis need to be incorporated. It must be performance-based with goals and objectives that include performance measures consistent with practices established by the U.S. Department of Transportation. Strategies are selected based off of information obtained through consultation and data. And finally, the plan must include a schedule for evaluation and update process. Nevada's 2026 through 2030 SHSP will incorporate the elements and principles of the Safe Systems approach, grouping more traditional emphasis areas under each element. The Safe Systems approach is a national and international best practice, and using this design, we can foster a collaborative approach between all partners. The team proposes to follow the US DOT accepted model with 6 principles. Deaths and serious injuries are unacceptable. Humans make mistakes. Humans are vulnerable. Responsibility is shared. Safety is proactive, and redundancy is crucial. With these principles are 5 elements of safer people, safer vehicles, safer speeds, safer roads, and post-crash care. These elements will guide the SHSP strategies and actions, and I'll get into that more detail later in the presentation. Public health is Nevada's newest traffic safety partner. While new, their impact is substantial and worth sharing. This pyramid is adapted from their health impact pyramid framework. It is included as it will help the SHSP team and all traffic safety professionals prioritize the efforts with the biggest impact while still recognizing and enhancing work that takes individual effort. The Strategic Highway Safety Plan and its team works in partnership with complementary state and federal programs. Most notably, the team partners with the Traffic Records Coordination Committee, or TRCC, and the Nevada Advisory Committee on Traffic Safety, NBX. The TRCC is a federal requirement administered by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, and managed by the Nevada Department of Public Safety's Office of Traffic Safety. NBX was written into law after Nevada's 81st legislative session. The committee serves to review, study, and make recommendations for evidence-based practice to reduce and prevent injuries related to motor vehicle crashes, and prepare an annual report for the governor and the director of the Legislative Council Bureau for transmittal. The Strategic Highway Safety Plan is not limited to these partnerships. It includes government and research at all levels, tribal partnerships, public safety, elected officials, advocates, the public health, and more. At this time, I'd like to share what we've heard from our partners. As I mentioned earlier, one of the key requirements is that coordinated consultative process. To achieve this, the team started by soliciting input via survey to all known traffic safety partners. In late May and early June, we held 2 stakeholder workshops, one in Southern Nevada and one in this room in Northern Nevada. Do want to say special thanks to Clark County for being our partner and hosting us in the South, where the NDOT conference rooms were under construction. Other outreach has included presentation to all existing SHSP task forces, the Nevada Advisory Committee on Traffic Safety, and statewide traffic incident management groups. A summary of our takeaways. More cooperation. Nevada's traffic safety partners know that our roads intersect, both literally and figuratively. Our work needs to reflect that understanding. Context-sensitive design, which is really understanding where a road is in a community or how a community is growing around it. Transportation risks change as land use and travel demands change. Multiple avenues for speed management. Everything from self-enforcing roads, traditional traffic enforcement, potential automated traffic enforcement, education, and fleet management. Separation of different uses and building space for everyone who uses the roadway. Use of emerging technology. We know it's coming. We don't know exactly what it is yet. Excited to incorporate it. And changing the way we talk about traffic safety. This one is much easier said than done, but we are exploring ways to elevate and celebrate smart, attentive, and safe use of the transportation system. High level, our new strategies and actions will be based off the safe systems principles we touched on earlier. Safer roads. So most road owners in the state have a high injury network. Here we would promote the sharing of data and analysis with all road owners to help prioritize and track investment and need. Safe speed. Identify and prioritize safety corridors for both infrastructure improvements and other interventions to minimize speeding behaviors at the risk associated with it. Safer vehicles. Growing relationships with partners who make safety standards and incentive programs. Safer people. This will focus on the continuation and expansion of statewide behavior change campaigns, education through a lifespan approach, and impaired driving prevention. And lastly, post-crash care, which is enhancements to our emergency medical service coverage, stop the bleed training, and survivability gap studies. Here's the schedule and summary of the process. We started collecting the data and information in early 25 and used that to inform the workshops. Then we held the workshops in the North and the South. The SHSP is currently developing strategies and action steps based on the outcome of workshops, surveys, data, and more into a draft SHSP document to review with the steering committee. This draft is expected in the next few weeks. Once in draft form, the document will be sent out to review by all of our NDOT partners, the Federal Highway Administration, and other stakeholders. We are expecting a letter of recommendation from the Advisory Committee on Traffic Safety and other partners in late October. Once the team receives the recommendations to approve from our partners, we will submit the 2026 through 2030 SHSP to Nevada's governor for approval per United States Code. Please expect this request in early November. The final step after governor approval is the submission of the SHSP and process summary to the Federal Highway Administration Nevada Division Administrator. Thank you for the opportunity to share. The SHSP team is still accepting input from partners and stakeholders, and you are welcome to reach out to me if you want more information on the SHSP. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Tisler. Do we have any director questions of Ms. Tisler on the SHSP? All right, hearing none, we'll move off agenda item number 9 and move to agenda item 10, contracts, agreements, and settlements pursuant to NRS 408-131, informational only item. Do we have any director questions on agreements and or contracts under agenda item number 10? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 11, second opportunity for public comment. Do we have any public comment there in Carson City?
No, sir, there is no one here in Carson City signed up for public comment.
Do we have any public comment here in Las Vegas? Mr. Johnston.
In Las Vegas, I'm going to go start with those who have our back end with Governor Lombardo because everything's your fault. I'm joking. Lieutenant Governor Stravos, I was hoping he was going to be here. We believe he has our best interests in mind, but limited for some strange reason. We know that he's our state teddy bear, but I'm begging he turn into the grizzly bear we saw with Ken at Fox 5 when he went after NDOT social engineering us in the city of Las Vegas meeting. Attack the bad actors in the same way. We need that energy now. We also need to take the failed RTC on-demand bus, repo it, and turn it into a mobile command center for Stravos. Put Starlink on it, all the stuff to scan the road so that while he's driving around, we're actually getting data back while he's driving. We don't have enough scanning going on right now. His mobile office would also serve as a battle wagon. Mr. Perrin, I can't imagine the rural folks that you represent want Karen enforcement, telling us how to drive, how to live, how to think. Evil NDOT bureaucrats are trying to use behavior control schemes in Nevada. Keep an eye on behavior change squads so that the old ways of Nevada survive. Please hold the line and ask Karen enforcement squad to be terminated. Mr. Laporte and Helen, both of you run respectable construction companies. I doubt you ever tolerate no-show contractors who live job sites trashed. So why do we tolerate NDOT and Las Vegas paving doing it? You're profitable because you manage timelines. So why let slowly but surely Director Larkin disrespect our tax dollars and our time? As a construction-focused members board of this board, you can't allow contractors to use us as a piggy bank. That exactly is what's happening. Our state flower has become the road cone because of it. People say you're stand-up guys, so stand up for taxpayers like you do for your own companies. Ms. Valentine, you sit at the center of two financial disasters, NDOT and Metro. In both corruption seems to flourish and hatred of transparency exists. When asking either entity for data, the squeals and fighting to keep secrets is just mind-boggling. The way money is moved around deceptively, the way the public is scorned for asking questions should be criminal. People tell me those are great questions Virginia should answer, so why does she ignore taxpayers you should keep asking while they raise their eyebrows? That usually is a tell that something's going on. Andy Matthews, when an NPRI guy got elected, I expected to see the cockroaches in government scatter. Instead, you're covering up the corruption. You've ignored whistleblower emails. Your staff stammers when asked why you won't show the money trail. Government emails point straight to Holland and Hart, the law firm that keeps the transportation corruption alive. They planted Justin Jones as the RTC chair to keep the machine running. Millions are disappearing into a black hole through Holland and Hart, yet you won't help us follow the trail. Director Larkin, please retire. You're like the head of Karen enforcement. Your entire mass surveillance methodology is the most disturbing thing I think I've run into. Since Project Neon, we've been fighting for this and we keep getting beat up and told that data is proprietary. We can't have answers, but we already know through whistleblowers that you're doing terrible things. Governor, It's your house. They're off on you. You can't control what happened before, but you're there now. People like Bill Wellman and other corrupt contractors are destroying our city for profit. I'm sick of seeing forest of road construction Christmas trees, tumbleweeds growing out of temporary concrete structures with ornaments of trash hanging on it with the Las Vegas paving logo as the star on top because they're number one at what? I don't know, probably corruption.
Yeah, you, time's up.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Governor, I have 2 written comments that were submitted.
Okay.
First
Would
comment.
you like me to
from-
read those, Tracy, or?
Certainly.
Okay. We have a comment from Laura Brown, offered on 8/8/25. Please add more passing lanes on the 95 from north of the city to past Tonopah. I travel that road several times a year and always see a near miss or am the victim of someone coming into my lane. Thanks. From Elizabeth Learnhardt on 8/11. Hello, the Highway 50 resurfacing work has reached Skyland and we have had unfortunate incidents with black bears over the last week. According to the Bear League, construction workers have contributed to this by feeding bears, either directly or by not securing food or food-scented trash. Please instruct your contractors to instruct their workers accordingly. One bear had to be captured on 8/9/25 and removed. Further information can be found at hhsavebears.org. Sincerely, Elizabeth. That's all the comments, sir.
Have anybody on the phone?
No, sir, we don't have anyone.
Okay. Well, at this time, I'll close the second opportunity for public comment and I'll move for adjournment. Can I have a second?
Second, Andy Matthews.
All right, all those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye. Aye?
Aye.
Oh, Virginia, we hear you now.
Great.
Any against, nay? Hearing none, the motion passes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.